All right, let's get started. Welcome everyone to the future of lead generation. So this will be a life-changing webinar for every one of you, and it's probably the best webinar that you guys have ever been to. But at least for me, because it's the first one I've been hosting, uh, and we chose the topic to be something that is very relevant right now, which is AI and lead generation through AI. But before we go into the future, we always need to look at the past because I'm a history uh, person. I love history. So I'd like to get started from going through what has happened in the past before we go into the future. So I don't know if you guys remember, but when I was 7, internet looked like this. So this is Apple's first website. And lead generation from the internet was mostly to do with emails. So you find the email and you send an email from your actual email client. It was finding the phone number or finding the ugly form on the website and sending a submission. And then those were saved into some kind of database, and you had to find them from the database. And that was how early lead generation worked. And just for more nostalgia, this is what Google looked like in the same year that the first live chat tool came to the market. So live chats on websites are not new. They're not new at all. So there was a company called Live Person who started providing these kind of services. I'm not sure if it's the first one, but according to my short research, this has been the first one that came out, and it was in 99. So live chats on websites are definitely not a new thing, but they have been getting massively popular. So the timeline of the live chat has been pretty much from 99 to just 5 years ago. That was like the time when live chat was everything, and chatbots and all these tools were sort of very secondary. During this time, also form builders became more common. So and forms on websites became actually smart, and all the leads were being routed to CRMs. All of this started happening. But then when we started our business, it was during the first chatbot hype. So in 2017, we were in Slush in Finland, and everyone was hyping about chatbots. And that chatbot hype completely died down a few years later. But the thing was that the hype died down, but a few companies did very well and survived. Typeform is not a chat company, but it was a form business that changed how people ask on their websites, and that was one of the big success cases in the recent years. One thing about AI during this time is there are AI companies, and there has been AI companies, but their tools were only for enterprise. They were very expensive and very difficult to maintain. But something happened beginning of this year. Of course, it has been already there, but the hype started properly beginning of this year when ChatGPT launched publicly. We can see in the Google Trends with any relevant keywords, there was a massive spike when ChatGPT came out. And actually, it has been a very, very good tool for developers, especially for content creators, but there has not been a very good business use case. And we see that the industry trends around the world is also massively growing. So the expectations from everything from Gartner to dozens of others, they are providing that, saying that the chatbot market is growing massively and will, let's say, 10 times in the next few years. And that is what the industry is expecting. But the one big problem that we see is that with ChatGPT is that it's not ready for individual business use. It's good for the individual developer. It's good for the marketer. But there's no like a business solution that you can put on your website and it does everything for you. But the future will look like this. AI-driven solutions will be very fast and cheap to deploy. And real businesses, let's say car sales companies, real estate companies, education companies, marketing agencies, will start using these tools on their website for their lead generation when it becomes available. And I see that in the enterprise, it will be humans helped by the AI in the lead generation. But in the SME, in the smaller businesses, because there's not so many resources, there will be a massive just only AI focus. But one issue right now we have with ChatGPT, it doesn't drive leads or it doesn't drive conversion. And it also doesn't drive the conversation forward. So for example, if you ask ChatGPT something, it will give you a perfect answer according to ChatGPT, but it will not ask you a good follow-up question yet. And that is where we come in right now. So we have actually linked ChatGPT with your business, with your intents that your customers want to take, and the data that you have on your website. And this is our goal, to create something which gives you leads and customer support on autopilot. And I can show you our version. And I know for a fact that a lot of companies in the space are going this way. And it will be the future. So what we do is we combine flow paths with AI with humans. And I heard recently that Shakespeare has invented 600 words or more, and I want to invent one word for this, which I don't have yet, but we are getting there. And I'd like to show you a demo on how all this works and run you through how you can make your own ChatGPT powered tool for your business today using Service Form, and what the other providers are out there. So let me go through a video. I made this earlier today, and I will narrate on top, so it will be beautiful. Okay, so it looks like my video is muting me, so this is beautiful. Let's see how this goes. You can hear me now, yeah?
Yes.
Yes. Let's see if I... Okay, so let's do a fallback. So I'll play the video on my computer and share my screen. And now I'll do the classic post-COVID question. Can you see my screen? I guess yes.
Yes.
Yes. So let's go this way. Again, so what you can do is you can come to just serviceform.com, and in the bottom corner, you can find our chatbot. And here you can test a couple of examples that we have made. For example, we have our normal click flow system where you can click on any button. You have pre-made flows, and then you can start typing into the bottom of the chatbot, and you can ask it anything. So this is linked to ChatGPT, and we have trained it with a lot of answers, with a lot of questions, but also it finds the information from our website, from our sub pages. And then later on, I will show you how to actually continue the conversation from here. And you can also add links to other pages on your website and all this kind of information. And all you need to do is to click on the Start Free on the top to get there. And I will show you how to actually build the tool. So this is our dashboard where you can find all of our tools. And the first one is something that I created for you guys today. So this is our builder. And on the right side, we have created a chatbot for a real estate business. You have also access to a lot of templates. We have right now 4, but within the next month or so, there will be hundreds. And you have the possibility to color and theme the chatbot exactly as you want. You can change colors. You can change the refresh button, which allows you to start the conversation again. You can add an avatar. You can add a nice background image. We are using a bit of a gradient for some nice nice graphics. You can change the buttons. You can change the colors. You can also have, there's a few other options here. You can, for example, add a background video. You can add a vibrating icon just to get a bit more interaction. You can add an icon text in the bottom instead of an icon. And you can also change the icon background color. So the point here is that you can make the chatbot look exactly as you want it on your website. You can even change the width and the height. You can take the text area away. If you don't want the AI, you just want the flow. And you can also type the text that you want people to type in the box. You can add a nice privacy policy if you're interested in GDPR. So you can link to your terms and conditions here. And then for demos, you can add into the bottom, you can add a background image. So for if you're making an example for your own client, you can put their example there. Here, and you can make lots of different kinds of pop-ups. We won't go very deep into this. Let's go further into the AI. So how do you train the AI to work with the flows that you have created? So this is a very simple example that you are the AI assistant for this real estate company. If you find one of the intents, which I'll show you in a bit, give a simple answer and then tell them to answer the future questions that comes from it. And here you could put a lot more information. And now I'll show you how to link it to the flow. So you can build all kinds of flows and paths in the builder. And if you type into the chatbot, the ChatGPT will answer, but then you can continue the chat with one of your flows. So for example, in this one, we have the intent buy home. So if it matches anything close to buy home, it will continue with this flow. If you click this flow, if you say anything about valuation of your property, it will start with this flow. And if you want to sell your home, it will start from this flow. And this is something that you can play around with in the builder. It's kind of nice and easy. And I'll show you how actually it works right now on an example. So this is the one, again, that we made. It's a preview page, and you can open that up. And we have the flows. We have the click flows. But then you can say, for example, that I want to sell my home in California. And then ChatGPT will give you an answer. How can I help you? I want a valuation. Okay, so you want a valuation for your home in California. Could you have the property address for me? My address is this. And then after it has gathered the information, we have seen that they want a valuation or to sell their home. And then we start the flow, which we showed earlier, that you can actually go through the flow that you want. So do you have how many bedrooms you have? Do you have a selling price in mind? So we combine the AI with the flows that the customer has. And this creates like a completely new way of utilizing ChatGPT for lead generation. Instead of just answering the question, we can actually continue the conversation and ask for the contact details. Because in the end, what the customer wants is the contact details, but they also want the option to ask anything instead of just clicking on the options. So that has been, I'll show the intents one more time. So here, for example, we went into the valuation AI intent and continued the flow based on that. And you can also see the flow on a flow map, which is, again, this is still a little bit messy, but at least you can see where the flow is linking and where is it going. And then I'd like to show you the next level of this. So this is for what you can do for every single customer. This is one of our example cases. What you could do for a plumber, for any other company. But now I'll show you that you can take specific information from the customer's website. For example, a text or a property description or a car description or a product description, and feed it into the ChatGPT in context. So if I'm looking at this property, I can take I'll show you another one where we have a picture of the agent, so it looks a tiny bit nicer. Here, for example, we have Lindsay's name. We have Lindsay's name, all this information, which is in our current system. And then the new stuff is that you can actually take the home details, all this information, and dynamically pass them into the chatbot. So it will build you a response. So I'll show you how it works in theory, and then practically what it does is that you tag that, get me this information, and it will do the same thing that I did here now, that it will save it here. And then you can actually just query the chatbot for this property. And then it will answer based on this property. It will take this big information. And again, now we started another flow. So we see that this person is wanting to ask information about the property. So when we know that they want to buy, and then we ask them the question that, what are you looking to buy, which is the flow in which they want to buy. And the intent again is around buying a home. So because they asked the question about the property, we jump to this question. And again, you don't need to, like I just showed it to you so you understand, but you don't actually need to copy paste the stuff. It comes dynamically. And again, in the future, you will have many templates with many different training ready for you to go. So this was the demo that I wanted to show you guys. I will show one more thing. I see from my perspective, I have built tools for hundreds and hundreds of real estate agencies for different companies in different industries. And I was very skeptical about chatbots in the beginning, but over time we have just seen that the numbers are very, very good. When you put something like this on your website, we have seen on smaller companies increases of up to 2 to 3 times of the lead generation. And with big companies, because there's already good tools and all of that, we see increases from 20 to 50%. And in every single case, we have seen an increase in leads. And I see that AI over the next 5 years will take over most of the customer support functions because it's faster, it's cheaper, it gives you better answers, actually better and faster answers than a human. But the AI still needs to be supported by humans. And also what I showed you here, at any point, a customer agent can jump in to the conversation through our platform. For example, if we see that the AI is not giving proper answers, the customer support agent can join. Or if the customer types, for example, I want to talk to a real human, then we can say that, okay, and route it to the customer support team. And we also have like a chat backend where you can answer all of that. But the main point here is that we have come a long way in lead generation from this then to the live chats on websites, which work well. Then there was the clickbot generation, which we are also a part of, where people can just choose their options and leave their contact details, into the future, where we will see that AI will more and more take over the customer support functions and also support a lot on the lead generation. Nice. So this was the webinar today. Hopefully you learned something. I didn't learn much because I wrote this last night, but hopefully you saw some value. And I would recommend that if you are interested, go to serviceform.com. We are right now in beta with this new version. We are releasing on the 18th of October publicly, but you can already build your tools. You can try the AI, you can try the answers, and it's currently completely free to go try. So I would recommend you, if you're interested, to go to serviceform.com, click on the top, start for free, and build your own bot. But yes, I'd like to answer a few questions now. Do we have anything?
Yes, we actually have a great question in the Q&A from Max. Is the chatbot also integratable into WhatsApp for real estate agents, for example? Maybe you can answer this and explain more about real estate use case?
Yeah, so for sure. So yes, this also works with WhatsApp. So you can also link any number that you have into the same system. So you can build a chatbot. They will just be a bit limited. The WhatsApp only supports certain question types in the flow, but you can integrate the whole similar training system and clickbot buttons and all of that into WhatsApp as well. And what was the follow-up? What was the end of the question?
Oh, that was the end of Max's question. But if you want to say more about real estate use case.
Real estate use case. So yes, what we do for real estate agencies is we with these tools we can help generate a lot of leads, so seller and buyer leads. We usually do a setup where you have a tool on your front page, which is for gathering more valuations. And then we have tools on your property pages and your agent pages, which are very specific to the agent, automatically generated, and very specific to the property. And we will generate more interest from those pages as well. And again, we have 180 large brokerages using us. So it has been tested and it works quite well.
Nice. We also have now two questions. One is, do we have an affiliate program?
That is a good question. You could ask the ChatGPT on the website. I think yes, we have a unofficial affiliate program, but we actually have a partner dashboard where you can, for example, if you have customers, you can sign in and let us know that you want to use it for your clients, and we can set you up with a partner dashboard where you can add users and add more and manage them sort of under one dashboard. And the customers will get their own UI to log in, but you will be able to manage all of them. And then we can do a nice little split of revenue.
Yes, and we also have become a partner page on our serviceforum.com website. So if you want to check that out and fill in the form, and our head of partnership will be in touch with you. We also have another question. Can this pass data to API? Example, if we get data by step forms, then if we need to send to our database.
Yes, so anything that you want to pull in or push out is possible. So we have APIs for incoming leads, and we have APIs for also putting data into the chatbot. I'm not 100% sure the use case there, but in most cases the answer is yes when it comes to these kind of questions. If there's follow-up on that, I'm happy to answer.
Yes, if you can write more to explain your use case. And we have another question here. Do you think this could replace the traditional contact us forms for lead generation, or it will be complementary to the contact forms?
So we have a tool as well, which is available on the 18th, which is where we take the chatbot that we have right now and we sort of flip it on its side. And the UI is a little bit different, where we have a contact form as well, which definitely could replace or augment the existing forms that you have. But yes, so answer is that with the chatbot, I wouldn't replace your contact form, but with the other tools that we have, we definitely could.
Do we have some other questions? Jarkko, you talked briefly about real estate use case. Maybe you can briefly go through use case for car sales and automotive as well.
Sure. I wanted to actually give examples of those in this, but I didn't have time to have nice ones. But yes, with the car sales, it's very similar to real estate. So usually we have on your front page, we have a way for you to find the car that you are interested in. So helping the search of the car sales website, and then getting in touch with the live chat support team. But then on individual car pages is usually where the magic happens. So if you're looking at a Mercedes, we can give you information about that car through the ChatGPT, and then we can prompt you to leave your contact details, which works very well for small car sales companies. And for the bigger ones, we do a mix of click solution and live person, live people, actual people to answer. So when we see that it's a real lead, we route it to the salespeople who will take the phone number and get the lead practically. And also this works with most of the portals, so the car website, the car portals in the Nordics. And if there is a use case somewhere else, we would love to find a way to put it in the portals as well. Portals meaning marketplaces for cars, not just your website. And also we have the WhatsApp support, which is very, very popular in the car sales industry.
right, we have 2 new questions. And everyone, if you have more questions about real estate or car sales or whatever about AI, just put it in the comment. One question is, if I understood correctly, you can connect your knowledge database data, customer support, and supplement it with AI.
Correct. So the basic use case for what you can do right out of the box without any APIs or anything is that if you have the information on your website, so we can put your website, and for certain questions we can redirect people to certain places, or then we can just give a direct answer from the FAQs that you have on your website. We also have an internal tool called Flex XRM where you can build your database of questions, and then it can answer based on our internal information that we put in our system. But the easiest is usually if you have like a FAQ or a documentations page or something, we link to that, then ChatGPT will, or our solution plus ChatGPT will find information from that and present it to the customer. One thing we need to remember is that we need to limit the ChatGPT answers. So because it's always 100% confident, and sometimes confidence is not, except in case of hosting a webinar, but confidence when it comes to AI is not always fantastic, because sometimes it gives the customer a little bit incorrect answers. So it's very important that we limit that only answer to information that you can find, and if not, ask for the customer's contact details to get in touch with the support team.
And can you feed the AI with a brochure or links?
Yes, so we would feed if you have a PDF, what we do is we take the information, the texts out of the PDF, and then you can feed the information. So you can give the PDF, it reads the texts of it, but it will not see the anything else that is in it. If you have a massive PDF, for example, we run it through like a automatic tool that takes all the texts out of it, and then that is fed to the chatbot. What was the other document?
URLs?
Yeah, URLs. Right now you can feed into our UI, you can put one, but into the prompt text, you can put as many as you want. There is a limit on the prompt size as with ChatGPT itself. So it is about 5,000 characters. But if you give it links, we have a separate function that goes to the website, gets the information, and responds back. So you can put a lot more information that way.
There's a question about white label partnership. So yes, we also do that as well, right?
Definitely. We have, again, the partner dashboard for white labels. We have multiple partners already with a white label, and we are very happy to work that way. On the chatbot builder, we have a setting that says hide branding. That is the low barrier to entry. But then if you want a proper white label with management tools and all of that, it's also possible. We also do the whole portal, like with the login, we can change the logos and colors and everything.
We have, not sure if this is a question. So Antti said, hi, we're operating in a specific field, gas works. With the system, we could teach ChatGPT in common questions from our customers, and this way make sure that chatbot answers are taking notes with safety regulation that we have taught.
Yeah, so that is a very good example of where if you're doing regulation related work, you don't want to have ChatGPT very confidently answer everything. But then we would say that don't answer anything except the information that is below. And then we have we can put a list or a website or a Google Doc or any place we can get that information from and answer those questions. Or if you have a PDF. And the nice thing, which I did not mention, is you can talk to ChatGPT in any language. So you can say anything to our front page bot on serviceform.com in your language or in any language that you want, and it responds. And especially in industries where you work with multilingual people, it is very interesting. Like in hotel, like when is the breakfast? You can ask it in any language and it will give you an answer. Nice.
Yes, very nice questions. I think we don't have any more of them.
So that is perfect. We just passed 30 minutes, so we stick to schedule.